years at SABC.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is speech on the way to the
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr Blade Ndzimande. I'm the Vice Principal of ICT here.
Good afternoon, my name is Dr Blade.
Thank you very much, colleagues. I would like to also recognize amongst us the executive deans that are with us. And let's also go over quickly to them as a way of their introductions.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Professor Unisa. I'm the Executive Dean of the College of Education. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm Professor Ndzimande, the Executive Dean of the College of Human Sciences.
The third one I see over here.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm Dr. Unisa, the Executive Dean of the Economic and Management Sciences. Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Ndzimande. I'm the Deputy Executive Dean of the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Professor Cameron Mosan, and I'm the Deputy Executive Dean of the College of Accounting and Sciences. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much. We have tried to be as inclusive as possible. As you can hear the various portfolios that are here. Did I leave anyone by mistake? I beg your pardon.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Dr Blade Ndzimande, of the School of Law and Law in the College of Law.
Thank you very much, colleagues. We will recognize other people as we move along. Please do forgive me as we are pressed for time so that when people do give answers, they can reintroduce themselves and then indicate who they are. But I want also to just recognize and thank the media people that have joined us today. Last year, we made a commitment that every quarter we will meet with the media as a university and talk about issues that we believe the media has got interest in. So today it is that day, and we wish to apologize last week because we had to postpone this gathering, and we were in the start of the graduations, and then there were also other matters surrounding that. I also want to apologize for the Principal and Vice Chancellor of the university. She is held up in other commitments and is not going to be able to join us today. But Prof. Mahano, the VP Institutional Development, is here to take charge of everything. So colleagues, we have been seeing, we monitor trends. I'm Kanya Masare from the Department of Institutional Advancement. This is where we house marketing, comms, events, internationalization and partnerships, as well as Unisa Foundation and alumni. So what we're picking up is what we see happening in the media side. And then we felt it's important to try and address the issues that people have been asking. But we are open also to questions. So you'll see in our program that it's not a very long program, but we want it to be an engaging program where you will ask questions. So I'm going to hand over to Prof. Mahano to start by opening and setting the scene of what are the things that we wish to address with you. Thank you, Prof. Mahano.
Thank you very much, Program Director Masare. Esteemed members of the media, fellow vice principals and members of extended management present here this afternoon, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ramahai Mahano, as I indicated earlier on, and we are privileged to have you in our midst. Please allow me to begin by welcoming the colleagues from the media fraternity to our campus here in Pretoria, the capital city of our republic. We are truly appreciative that you responded favorably to our invitation to come to a conversation with us about the state of our university. It is indeed very important that these conversations between us as a public institution and yourselves as an important conduit of information to the public should happen as regularly as it would be possible. Such engagements create the requisite platform for us to share our official stance as well as provide clarity on many matters that are of interest to the public and our direct stakeholders, in particular our students. As we meet at this media briefing this afternoon, the Unisa 2024 autumn graduations are fully underway, having started a week ago on the 10th of April this very year. At the end of these autumn graduations, slightly over 40,000 students will have graduated in the various diploma and degree programs of our university at ceremonies to be held at several venues, including Pretoria, as it is the case currently, Mbombela, Polokwane, East London, Bloemfontein, Durban, and Cape Town. Now, one must emphasize that the 40,000 that I referred to is the 40,000 that is limited to autumn graduations, excluding the spring graduations which will take place in the second semester. If anything, these graduations are a clear demonstration that Unisa missional mandate, that of ensuring access to educational opportunities to all people from all walks of life, as well as producing quality graduates who will actively participate in the knowledge and skills economies of our country, as well as the continent as a whole. During these graduation ceremonies, 13 eminent local and international persons will be awarded honorary doctoral degrees in recognition of their excellent performance and exemplary contributions in various fields. I am aware that our colleagues in the communication space are sharing with you the details in this regard on a daily basis until the last honorary degree has been conferred, and this will be on the 31st of May 2024. These eminent persons that I've just referred to, along with the 40,000 plus students graduating in the autumn graduations, are joining over 1 million alumni of Unisa all over the world, as well as a legion of illustrious alumni comprised of the likes of the former state president, President Nelson Mandela, President Thabo Mbeki, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Cesar Zekama, Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, Chief Justice Designate Mandisa Maya, retired Deputy Chief Justice Dikamo Seneke, Mr. Sizwe Masana, Mr. Seja Kanyako, Professor Professor Z.K. Matthews, Mr. Ahmed Kathrada, Mr. Robert Sukwe, and Ms. Gil Marcus, to name but a few. We are indeed a university well renowned for producing graduates who have gone on to make an impact and provide leadership in commerce, politics, academia, and on many other frontiers globally. I say this, colleagues, to demonstrate the fact that there is so much positive and so many positive developments at Unisa that can and should be shared with the public. Whilst the list of these developments is long, allow me to emphasize the following three just for a good measure. As a university, we continue to make substantial progress in research and innovation. This is confirmed by several external and credible university ranking systems, including the likes of Webometrics and Shanghai rankings, which place Unisa in the top 10 universities in the country. We are also ranked amongst the top 10 most research productive institutions in the sector. All of our 400 qualifications and programs offerings, bar none, are accredited by the Council on Higher Education of our country and all other relevant local and internationally, regulatory, and professional bodies. In late 2023, the university completed the process of appointing 21 distinguished professors who joined the Unisa family to help the university to bolster research, innovation, and engage scholarship in key niche areas that are crucial to South Africa's development and global impact. These 10 catalytic niche areas include marine studies, aviation and aeronautical studies, automotive studies, energy studies, space studies and square kilometer array, fourth industrial revolution and digitalization, natural sciences, in particular biotechnological studies, health and pharmaceutical studies, feminist, humanist study theorizations, as well as student support and co-curricular activities. These colleagues and many other examples demonstrate that the academic project which is our forefront reported to the public through the media. We are not in any way suggesting or insinuating that we are above criticism and accountability. On the contrary, we believe firmly so that a public institution such as ours indeed must be accountable. This, however, must be done in a manner which is fair and through media reports that are factual and balanced. Program Director, before I sit down, please mention just a few issues that have been the subject of media reports in the last few weeks and give a high-level position of the university on each of those. When we enter the Q&A session, some of the colleagues from our extended management can elaborate further on any question that would be raised from the floor. The matter of student disciplinary cases for academic dishonesty has generated a lot of interest from the media and our student community and we want to make a comment on that. From the onset, it is important to emphasize the point that every institution, and in particular academic institutions in the higher sector, has regulations, and that it is compulsory for all students to observe the rules and regulations. In our case, we make it a point with every examination period that before and during the examinations, our students are continually reminded of the applicable exam rules, including the consequences for violating the rules. Where there is a reasonable suspicion of violation of the rules, it would be irresponsible of the university not to act, first by investigating those who have been flagged for violating the rules, and then instituting disciplinary proceedings where there are cases to be answered. Of course, we do this within the confines of our policies, and we do it fairly, consistently, and without fear or prejudice to any student. For the record, the following are also important to emphasize. Based on the conclusion of the investigations that the contraventions were minor, the students were given warning letters. The remaining cases, which are about 1,456, pertain to pure academic dishonesty, which includes, among others, plagiarism, non-adherence to Turnitin, which is a software that is used to check as to whether the submission includes plagiarism or any other copied material. And the formal hearings have commenced on the 25th of March this year. And it is actually 75 cases would be completed until all the cases are duly attended to. It must also be emphasized that students who are under investigation and or undergoing disciplinary hearings are allowed to register in the interim or intervening period to ensure that should they be found not guilty, they are not disadvantaged with regard to their studies and academic progress. The second matter that I want to reflect on is on the ministerial letter and the review of the independent assessor's report. Reports in some media circles that Unisa has written a letter to Dr Blade Ndzimande, the Minister of Higher Education, pleading with him not to place the university under administration are simply not true. Unisa has never wrote such a letter to the minister. However, we can confirm that discussions did take place between the lawyers of the minister and the university. And this is the of the lawyers and a proposal for an out-of-court settlement was made to the university. So this was originated by the lawyers of the Minister of Higher Education and not the university. Now, this was followed rather with a formal letter to the university tabling the proposal. So it was a formalized process or proposal from the side of the minister. The university decided that it is both in the university as well as the minister's interest that the independent assessors report be adjudicated by the judiciary. Lastly, the matter that I wanted to reflect on, colleagues, pertains the allegations leveled against the acting CFO. In the recent past, there were also media reports and media queries about allegations of impropriety leveled against the university's acting chief financial officer, Dr. Reshma Matura. Our stance as a university is this is a matter that the university takes very seriously. The relevant departments within the university have been tasked to look into the allegations and to follow due process. Once these departments have concluded their work and advised the university of the conclusion they have reached, management will take a decision on the next and appropriate steps to be taken. All relevant stakeholders will be informed accordingly. Madam Program Director at this stage, let me pause to permit question and answer session. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you very much, Prof. Mahano. Colleagues, with the spokesperson for the university at the back of interest to the media. Did you move up? Okay. And I'm also with the Director of Marketing, Communications and Events, Ms. Nolwazi Mwabi. She can just rise. These are the people. And then I'm also with colleagues, Ntate Uma, next to the machine. They are the people who usually communicate with you on a daily basis. And I'm also with Ntate Ratelele. Thank you very much. And my other colleague from Public Relations, Mr. Unisa. So this is our support from the department that is here today. So I would like to take questions and answers and ask you to introduce yourself from the media, and then we'll take the questions and we'll see who needs to respond to that. I think the floor is open. From the media.
Just on the issue of the disciplinary proceedings against the students as well and actually taken against them. We had the opportunity to speak to some of the affected students who were saying that the system is not, it has glitches, in the sense that sometimes when they're writing a test, it picks up noise in the background, and it seems as though if someone is instructing or giving you answers, and it locks them automatically, it refers them for disciplinary processes. Have these kind of issues been brought to your attention? And you spoke about how you're looking at about 74, 75 cases a week. Can't you fast track the process? Can't you see more cases a week? Because some of these students we spoke to saying they're frustrated, they have anxiety, they can't concentrate, and therefore sometimes just deregister. So yeah, that's it for now from my side.
Thank you. Let's take the second one before we respond. There's also somebody in the back. Okay, let's go ahead. Go ahead, please. Then we'll take the third question.
Good afternoon, Patricia Fasati from the SABC. Can we just get the number, how many students are being investigated? And how long has this been happening? Is this more rife than the previous years? Do we see a trend that's perhaps increasing? And in which category are most of these students that are being investigated?
Thank you. And then the third question.
Hello, my name is Ingrid from Rebab. Well, my question relates to the Visualizer app and the transgressions that you mentioned happened, but then upon further investigation, it wasn't really a transgression. I know I also spoke to a student who, for example, during an exam, got an email from Unisa, and then when they opened the email, saying that the paper was delayed or whatever the case may be, it was flagged. And also one of my colleagues actually is also studying here. And she was also flagged, and she fought, and it came out like nothing. She didn't actually have a transgression. What are you going to do, or what plans you have in place to kind of like also make sure that these transgressions that are coming out that aren't really actually anything, also just like gets out of the way and maybe like fast tracks the process to get to the serious allegations and transgressions?
Thank you very much. I think we'll start then with the responses. The first one was on the DC process and was looking at the system. I'm looking at the two portfolio heads in front if they would like to start. Prof. Sipulga and then again.
Go to the podium.
Thank you, Matlari, Program Director. And as you rightly indicated from the beginning, we've got colleagues who are dealing with this question also on a daily basis. The question of from ESA, the kind of issues that are brought to our attention. Yes, many of them are brought to our attention. We are aware of that, of those, and we are dealing with them on a daily basis, trying to look at each and every case. But as I indicated, maybe let me request my colleagues that are doing these cases on a daily basis, and I think they can give a better response. I've got colleagues in Tatanukwa. Do you want to respond to this, please?
Thank you, Prof. Good afternoon, all media colleagues. Yeah, with regard to your question, shooting, where you indicated that students are flagged for no apparent reasons, we've got a team that deals with those kind of cases. That when we generate a report, any background noise, any discussion that is not related to the content is not flagged and it is cleared. So those cases are cleared, and those results are released. Maybe to talk to the other one regarding the transgressions that the proctoring tools actually do to flag our students. All transgressions, what happens with the proctoring tools, because we've got three proctoring tools. There's an iris, we also got the invigilator app and also model proctoring tool. So the invigilator app is the one that is dominant in the media space. It is a smart phone-based applications. So when the students scan the QR code, if they minimize the phone during the session, the system automatically flags them. However, as we know that with some systems, it can be. So those cases where the students that appeal, we investigate to see when were you flagged, because we also are able to generate an audit trial when you minimize or exited the app. So we're able to get those reports and clear them. And
continuous engagement with the suppliers of the proctoring tools. And they're actually putting some enhancement so that we can reduce the number of flags that are done automatically. I hope I've responded to that. I think.
The other question on the number of outstanding cases, I think I also requested Station of at the moment, we have 1,552 students that are outstanding, and as regards the number, the categories in which these students fall, Mr. Shivambu can best.
Yeah, thank you very much. So what I'm going to ask the colleagues that are coming over here is also to introduce themselves so that it's easier for the media people to know who's speaking and their positions, please.
Good afternoon, colleagues. There were two questions that were posed to us.
Let's start with your name.
Oh, my apologies. My name is Ndzimande, the manager for student disciplinary matters within the university. Before I respond, colleagues, one of the things that we're doing as a university is to safeguard the interest of our quality of assessments. Students who are generally flagged in terms of the university process, the speaker asked on which categories are these flagged. Normally, the Bible of Unisa in relation to academic writing. The students who are more or less postgraduate and honor students. And we take academic dishonesty very seriously. The university's got a zero tolerance when it comes to academic dishonesty. There was a question that was asked to say, why not more than 75 cases per week? Yes, plans are indeed unwilling that we need to have more of these sittings during the course of the week in order for us to catch up with what is left. Like we have already indicated that we anticipated that before the next official examination session, we would have covered some of these cases. I think I've clarified that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we have more or less handled all three because in the response that was given, it did cover the invigilator app, which was the third question. So let's move on to the next questions, please.
I missed the reason for not attending the press meeting. And then regarding the issues with the minister, can you tell us when this meeting took place and when the university received the letter from the minister? And given that this is such a contentious issue, there is your version and then there's another version out there. Are you able to share a letter with the out-of-court settlement? I'm understanding that the university has said no to the proposal. Would rather have this matter ventilated in court. So I'm requesting the letter outlining the settlement so that we are also are able to see what how the discussions unfolded and what is the basis of that request for an out-of-court scheme.
Okay. Thank you. That is question one. I think she wants to another take. Yes.
Thank you very much, Blade Ndzimande, once again from ESA. Firstly, I wanted to ask back on the app, what is the criteria? What criteria is used to identify if a student has plagiarized or cheated? Two, what is the university doing to educate the students about this particular app and what it means if you're caught to be on the wrong side of the university's policy or rules and regulations? And then three, again, how do you identify a sound if someone if you say that a student is being commanded instructions or someone is whispering answers, I know the colleague spoke about it, there's a team or something, but how do they get to the point where they can identify that someone was giving the answers and the student was cheating? Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Unisa from Network Feeding again. I just want to ask, is there an in-person exam option available for students? And is Unisa considering in-person exams again post-COVID-19? And how does registrations during in-person exams compare to online? Is it a bigger problem now? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We'll take the responses. I think the first question, when I made the opening, I indicated that the Vice Chancellor was in another engagement, as such she could not join us. So I will ask that maybe the Executive Director, Acting Executive Director, LSO, handle the first one, please.
Thank you, Program Director. My name is Voyo, my senior speech. My correct title is a professor. The meeting took place in February. The meeting between the legal representatives of the university and the legal representative of the minister. As to the letter, actually the correct procedure, the letter comes from the minister, or what we call the settlement proposal comes from the minister. In fact, the minister must give those letters to you. But however you are here, the Unisa is giving this press briefing. We do have that letter. I think I have your email address. I can email that letter to you. It's not a secret because it was in the city press. The city press here I correct. And this is as it was. City press here I correct. In other words, the letter came from the minister, or come from the minister. Then city press wrote and said the letter comes from the university. Hence it was by correct. I don't know if you should go or the treaty. The minister sets out the grounds which he puts as a proposal as a settlement. As you correctly said it, the council considered that the minister's proposal, and the council felt that this matter, it has a public interest. Even a public interest, and you will remember and you will recall that there's a university autonomy. If you look at the composition of council, the council is constituted by various stakeholders. It's not only council members from outside or ministerial appointments, but it's a lot of stakeholders. As a result of that, the council, because already again lots of money has been spent, and it was resolved that it would be best, as Professor Mohammed said, it would be best that the judiciary adjudicates on this matter.
Thanks, Prof. And then on the second question, still on the app, with the criteria used.
Thank you once again. Yeah. Sorry, your name is sorry. Yes. My name is Dominic Mon. My name is Dominic Mon. I'm in the Directorate Assessment under the Proctor tool section. With to your questions, Mr. Shuti, you asked what is the criteria. When you set up a QR code, there are a number of tests that we actually apply. We apply what we call microphone test. So we are going to actually, during a session, we're going to take 20 of your recordings. So in the background, when you scan the QR code, you are recorded. Once you scan the QR code and you started doing invigilation. So that's how we detect if students are discussing or talking among themselves. How do you identify? Because we hear them discussing. They talk about the content, and we then refer it to the academics, because we are not privy to the questions that are being asked. The academic will then review it to say that indeed it is in relation to the content that have been asked. So that's how we actually detect that sound and actually the criteria that we apply. It's a number of checks. We also have got what we call a GPS locator, where we detect or determine if students are sitting together. The other one also that we apply is the script similarity. So the submissions that students are making on the Invigilator app, we even on the LMS, the Learner Management System of Unisa, we are able to and compare if those scripts are similar. And that review then is then sent to the academics to finalization. So we do the first step, the first step as administrators, the academics will then actually finalize if that indeed can be classified as a disciplinary case or not. So we do that. In terms of how we educate our students, we've got student webinars that we host prior to every examination. We share the information about the tools themselves. We also have mock exams on the LMS side. It's so unfortunate that when we check the number of students are logging on that, it is minimal to the number of students. It's not comparable to the number of students who are taking up the exams. So we have actually fast-tracked that process to actually say that we need to enhance that, because we can see that most of our students are not actually logging in. So currently we are running awareness campaign all over regions so that we can educate our students about proctoring tool. Also, prior to an examination, there is a line that we say, know your proctoring tool, so that you know that when you write an examination, which tool is being applied to your module, and where can you actually get that information, because we also provide you with guidelines on how to navigate the tool. We also encourage you to actually do it 24 hours before an exam sitting, so that when you encounter any challenges, we've got a team that will be able to assist you if it's a technical issue. I'm not sure if I'm missing the third one. I'm not sure if I've answered all the questions. Thank you.
I think the last one was on the in-person examination. And maybe as an add-on, Prof, before you do, there was also an addition, if we can speed up the number of cases that we are hearing, because it was indicated that it's about 75,000 that we wish to handle, and then there was also that request if we are able to increase that.
Colleagues, I introduced myself earlier on. Once more, I am Ramafai Mahan, and I'm serving in the interim as Vice Principal, Institutional Development. But substantively, I'm the Executive Dean of the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Just to comment on the question that you posed, is Unisa considering to revert to in-person examinations? The better way to put it would be venue-based assessments. The response to that is an emphatic no. The advancements that the university has made in moving to online modalities are dearly cherished by the organization, and we believe that it is the right direction that the organization should actually take and maintain. and it's consistent with the global advancements. Right. The only exception that the management committee of the university considered and granted relates to the College of Accounting Sciences. And this is simply because the regulatory body giving oversight to other programs like chartered accountancy programs actually proposed a hybrid type of an approach where students would, whilst they answer the exam online, but they ought to be in a venue that is invigilated in addition by human beings. That's what SAICA recommended. And this is the body that gives accreditation to the chartered accountancy qualifications. Prof, if you want to step in to make further comments in that direction, Professor Unisa is actually deputy dean in the College of Accounting Sciences. So that's the only college that has been granted the permission because of the enforcement by the professional body. If you want to add, you have to come here for the sake of the campus.
Thank you so much, Prof. My name is Professor Cameron Morisani, and I'm the Deputy Executive of the College of Accounting Sciences. Yes, indeed. For the CA program, which is accredited to SAICA, we have been requested by the Institute of Chartered Accountants that for our examination purposes, we need to write our exams at venues. Therefore, for the 30-day modules and also for the CTA, which is the postgraduate in accounting, will be written in a hybrid mode type of assessments to ensure that we're actually in line in terms of with SAICA and also with the ITC examination, which is normally written after the CTA qualification, which is normally written in January or in June of the following year. It is to ensure that we give our students the maximum opportunity in order for them to pass, and also to make sure that we actually give a modality which is almost similar to the type of assessment which we were written at SAICA for the ITC exam. And also, we do have programs to support our students, which include the ITC board course, just to make sure that we adequately prepare our students in order for them to become qualified chartered accountants in the country. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. I think your responses are aligned. I would like us to begin closing because the next graduations, we know they're starting at 2 o'clock. But other people that were giving supporting answers that are still here, and if there are one-on-ones that you want to take with them, we would request that. So we would like to have this opportunity to just do that. So I don't know if there are questions. I'm closing out so that we finish for this session. Additional comments from the front? Am I closing anyone out? We are all good. So thank you very much. We will be here to take further questions from those that may want. Thank you.